Is it correct that the parents attract the child, but the child does not attract the parents?
It's correct, more correct that the parents attract the child.
Yeah.
Yes. Of course, they're not often doing it consciously because it's their emotions that attract the child, and their personality that attracts the child, not a conscious decision on the parent, I want that particular child. Although, that being said, my and Mary's child in the first century when we conceived, I did choose the child.
But you had to be very developed.
You have to be quite developed to do it. But the reality is that I met Luke, the Bible guy you know as Luke, when he was very young. I met him when he was 4 years of age, and I just loved him. I loved his personality. I loved his nature, and I still do, of course. But I just loved a lot of things about him, and I knew that his soulmate hadn't incarnated yet. And so by the time Mary and I got together and we decided we wanted to have children, we talked about, let's try for Sarah, like Luke's soulmate. We knew it would be Luke's soulmate, yeah. So, and that's what happened, yeah.
And another question about the gender of the child.
Yep.
Is it more likely to attract a gender you're opposed to or you don't want to have a son, for instance? Or is it more likely the other way?
Well, when you think about it with gender, it's 50% one way or the other, isn't it? And the reality is, well, yes, there are some, some conditions where, for example, a couple might have all male children or all female children, and there's certain reasons why that may occur, which are to do, unfortunately, mostly with injuries, not with pure desires. The reality is, if you were in a pristine state having children, even a six-sphere state, not a celestial state, having children, you could attract whatever gender you wanted and you wouldn't be very selective about it anyway, would you? Because you'd probably want one of each at least and then go from there. But it's the attractions nowadays occur a lot of times because there are many, many generations of injuries that are imposed upon the couple having children. And as a result of that, their attractions are very distorted in terms of out of harmony with love frequently. Yeah.
But so it's possible that injuries influence that the attraction of the gender is influenced by injury?
Yeah, certainly possible. It's highly likely on Earth now, yes. Yeah. And not what God intended, of course, but again, human condition, sin, our human condition, and these, by the way, are all, now we're talking about what are all our creations. Like God designed a system of incarnation and then we distorted it with a whole heap of sin, and then we go, oh, isn't it so unfair that these things happen? I go, well, no, it's not unfair. You created it. Our multi-generational sin on Earth, created by humans, creates these distortions in what actually God designed as a pure process. Right? And that's what you've got to remember with a lot of these questions. A lot of what you're questioning is distortion, right? And the distortion occurs because the lack of love in accepting and understanding and loving the process. That's where the distortions happen.